Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about understanding your market, understanding what time you in, understanding when it is best to do certain things. Now I want to make something very, very clear. Based on what you're good at, you should be able to do that in any single market that you're in. For example, with me, I am able to consistently look at the stock market and invest with great pride, with great understanding, and with great freedom. Because I understand that as an investor, the investments that I make today will continue to grow for me because I am not an investor who invests in things for the short term. And I also understand that the money that I invest today is going to grow exponentially because I know what to invest in. And before we continue, please make sure you like this video and make sure you subscribe. It truly does help the channel grow. And I am trying to grow as an influencer on YouTube and Rumble. And with that being said, let's really dig deep into this. So in real estate, I'm a long-term investor. With these interest rates, I am unable to see the profit margins that I am supposed to see. In fact, a lot of the times, I've been trying to scale up for bigger and better properties. And right now there are zero profit margins to be gained. But I do see prices coming down. Rates have yet to fall, but prices are coming down. And that is a good sign for investors who are looking and eager to get into the market. Every time I go out to see a property, I see investors. Those are the only people who are out right now outside of your typical home buyer looking to buy. There are wholesalers now trying to get back into the market, and I think this is the worst time to wholesale. But like I said at the beginning of the video, if this is something that you do for a living, if you do it consistently, if you know it in and out, you can do it in any single market. Is it the best time to do it? Absolutely not. But if you're an experienced, seasoned, and well-oiled machine, then this is the best time for you. That's like going into the refinance industry. When I was in the refinance industry, things were booming and I was making a lot of money. I wasn't at the very beginning of the market where everybody was getting 40 calls a day, but I was at the tail end where you were getting about 18, 16 calls a day. Imagine now when you're getting 2, 3, maybe 5 calls for the entire day, and you got to convert on at least one of them or you don't eat tomorrow, right? That's your commission. Those who are going to survive in this market understand how to talk, understand how to be wordsmiths, understand how to really, truly survive in any environment. And some months they might really need to dip into their savings in order to sustain. But they understand that the industry they're in is going to have their ups and downs. And when it's back up, they'll be the first ones to take a big bite of the apple. And that's what they're really waiting on, right? So understanding that, understanding how to navigate through that is truly what is going to keep them above water. And having that experience, having that confidence is going to allow them to move through all of these cycles with great ease and with great leverage. Now, with that being said, wholesaling, this is not the best time to do it. Even for long-term investors like myself, buying a property at these prices is not the best time. But if you have the capital, if you can hold out 5, 10 years from now, of course, you're going to make money on the properties. But I want to make money initially from the jump. I'm not in it for the short term. However, I do feel a bit of remorse when everyone was saying, go ahead, put as little money down and buy properties with these low interest rates. I wasn't jumping on it. I didn't truly understand the magnitude of how low interest rates were. But now that I do understand, if we can all go back in time, I'm sure we all would have bought more. But I'm definitely happy that at least I purchased 2 properties within that span of time. Although I could have purchased probably up to 5. I could have probably purchased up to 5 properties. 4 definitely. 5 would have been pushing it. But I'm definitely happy with my decisions to invest as much as I could into these homes when I had the opportunity. And that is what I'm grateful for. Now I can ride this out, continue to stack my money, and wait for a better economic turning point where I can definitely maximize on more opportunities. And I'm definitely maximizing the stock market as we wait. And so I really wanted to talk about wholesaling because I do see a lot of people who are interested in wholesaling. I think it is a great strategy for those who don't have a lot of money to get into, understand how to network, understand how to make deals, understand how to do things. And a lot of these people talk about getting their license to be real estate agents, to sell homes as well. That type of game is definitely for those with compassion, definitely with a heart for the business, definitely passionate about homes, real estate, able to wake up at 9 p.m. In the afternoon and go ahead and get it, right? You got to really be willing and ready to skin the lion. You got to really be ready to go out and eat your own food. And at the same time, you have to be ready to sacrifice a lot of time with family and friends in order to be in that type of business. Now, that is what being self-employed truly looks like. And there is no business model around that where you can delegate it to someone else. Now, you can attempt to do something to that regard, right? You can attempt to do something to that degree, but truly, that business is centered around you, centered around your connections. They want to see you when they walk through that door. They want to ask you questions. You're the expert. You're knowledgeable. You understand the area, and so that comes with a lot of pressure when somebody has their biggest asset being their home in your care. Wholesaling, I think, is that secondary option of when you already have some type of leverage in real estate. Maybe you own a home. Maybe you now understand the in and outs of a home. You understand property appreciation. Even in this market with property values going down, how are you going to get the most discounted deal now that properties are actually going down, right? A lot of people were able to wholesale and flip homes because they would buy it for 10,000 over and still be able to sell it for 30,000 over 3 months later, right? So you would make a profit even after overspending. We are no longer in a time where you can overspend. So with that being said, how are we going to maximize these opportunities in the wholesaling industry, right? I'm not trying to shoot anyone down, but I want to understand, what experience do you have that has prepared you to go through that journey? What books have you read? What people have you learned from? What seminars have you gone to? How are you going to get started? What deals do you have? I have people blowing up my phones with no deals. Not one deal. You couldn't even look at a property first and say, hey, this will go for X, Y, and Z. It's on the market. What do you think? You don't know what type of investor I am, right? But it's not even about me. Again, that's the communication. That's understanding your audience. Before you blow them up, before you tell them things that they are not interested in, go ahead and do a little bit of research. Go ahead and get a little bit of understanding, get a little bit of knowledge, right? I don't go around telling everybody, hey, I'm a stock market investor, I'm a real estate investor. You should be that too. Because everybody has their different life journey. As soon as someone says, ooh, but stocks are risky and I'm scared of that, well, then I know that you're not ready for that type of investment. You're not ready for that type of journey. Even if you're spending your money on everything else that is frivolous spending. You buy a car, you don't say that's risky, that your money's going down the toilet, that it depreciates every single year, right? But there are some people who will say that about stocks. And understandably so, when you see it going down and up, it can get your heart pumping, it can get your heart racing. I had to grow a tolerance for that. And it took several years, about 5 years, for me to grow that tolerance. The same thing comes with real estate. Every time I buy a property, every time I feel that debt on my shoulders, I have to grow a tolerance. And I typically gain that tolerance after 3 or 4 months of owning a home. So it's not even when I purchase the home. I have to take on that risk without even having the tolerance yet. That's how big of an endeavor that can be for some people. So, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. Imagine holding a note saying that you're going to close on this deal with no money, needing a tolerance now, because if you back out of the deal, you lose $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 as a wholesaler or as a house flipper. You need to understand what you're getting into and understand the dynamics that comes with. Now, if you're able to get into these deals for zero money down, no leverage in a deal, no risk really involved, but having some leverage, then that's a good thing to do. And that's a good way to test the waters. But don't burn bridges if you can't close and seal the deal. Does that make sense? So if you like this video, if you want more content like this, please make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You know I post every single day, daily at 8 a.m. on YouTube and Rumble. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Peace.